You're the highest ranking African American in the NFL, in an NFL franchise. Talk about that and connect it with the Thurgood Marshall office.
Yeah, I think about Judge Marshall so often because I think about how many people, young, older, rich, poor, black, white, male, female, gay, straight, who may look in my office. Someone may be telling that story one day that I went by Kevin Warren's office and got a chance to look inside there and inspired me. So I'm highly conscientious about that. And that's why I don't compare myself to anyone else. I compare myself to be the best Kevin Fulbright Warren that I can be. But I understand people are watching every single day, and there are people that are watching that are telling other people who are telling other people that they're watching. And I don't mean that poorly, I mean that from a positive standpoint. And so I'm very conscientious of every interaction I have, every plane trip I take, every time I get in my car, every interaction at a restaurant, every meeting. Those things are important because people are drawing that energy and taking away, and I never know when that may be the last time that I have a chance to touch base with them. So do I feel a sense of responsibility? Absolutely. And every morning, when my garage goes up in Edina, Minnesota, I'm realizing I'm a black male, in this environment. And so I just need to make sure that I am on point as much as I possibly could be, because there may be some people who are walking their dogs, who are driving by, who I may be going to meet with, who may make a determination on another person who looks like me that comes along, that they do give them a chance or not give them a chance.
And how can your neighbors in Edina and people like me who've grown up quite differently than you, how can we be helpful in that?
That's a phenomenal question. I think what we need to do more in people is to just dial it back a little bit. So many times we're putting pressure on ourselves that's really unnecessary. And I think we do need to realize, that's the beauty about sports, is that we really are the same. If we turned off the lights and slit your hand and slit my hand and both put our hands on paper and the doctor looked at them, they wouldn't be able to tell, whose blood is what. I mean, our blood is the same. We're the same people. We're the same person. We've just let this skin color and sometimes our hair and facial features get in the way of all that. When I was a student at the University of Pennsylvania, I was flying home with someone who had just got released from prison and who had been there for years. And I asked him, I said, what's the one lesson you learned? And he said that there's two emotions in life. There's really fear and love. And I think a lot of the decisions that we make is really based out of fear. And I think if we can just move to the love coefficient, the world will be so much better. And because I get a chance to travel, and because I get a chance to meet a lot of people, I'm one of those, they call it crossover artists, that they play my music on all the stations. And so I get a chance to go from, the boardroom of some of the, highest ranking CEOs in the world who are dear friends who live in Edina and here in the Twin Cities. And I go to some of the most impoverished areas in the world. And I see them both. And one thing that I see in common is people love to laugh, people love their families, people want the best for their families. People like good food, people like cold water, people like exercise, they like fresh air. People are people. And I think the more that we can break down the walls to say that we're all the same, that we need to make this world a better place. We have so many resources here. There's no way that the resources that we have, that there should be people going to bed hungry. Or with all the space that we have, that people should be sleeping on the streets. It's not that complicated. But I think the biggest thing that what we can do in Edina together, not just you, but people like me, is that we need to look beyond people's color, their background and their education, and realize people are people, and if we meet people where they are and treat them with respect and dignity, all people are good people. I think the more that we can forgive, love one another, create an environment that's healthy, and just get back down to the core basic tenets of shelter, food, clothing, and a smile and thank you and please and all those different things, just change a little bit at a time, it really will make this world a better place.
Talk about your Thanksgiving.
Yeah, so actually we're flying Thanksgiving Day down to Memphis to see my son. Mississippi State plays Mississippi on Thanksgiving Day, call it the Egg Bowl, and then we'll come back Friday morning. Every year I have a dinner at the Children's Hospital, Masonic Children's Hospital, University of Minnesota, because I spent so much time at hospital as a kid. I think people fail to realize that hospitals don't close on holidays. I mean, you talk to a lot of people, they think, oh yeah, patients go home and the doctors and the staff people. No, they stay there. And I remember those days. And so Greta and I have had a dinner on Easter and Thanksgiving and Christmas there. People love it. I mean, we have like 500 people will feel, all the doctors, nurses, staff, and even the patients. And so we'll do that on Thanksgiving weekend. So our Thanksgiving day is like 4 days because my son plays and we'll have family dinner, then we do the hospital, and then on Sunday night we play the Green Bay Packers on Sunday Night Football. So those four days will be magical. But again, it's just a way for us to say, thank you, and we want to be servants and appreciate. We love this community. It's not about us. It's just if we can help move the dial for a kid who's battling with cancer, or young lady who's 6 years old who got her first wig because from chemo treatment, and we can make her smile and then be happy, then I'll continually do it for all the days that I'm here.
Kevin, you're an amazing man.
No, I appreciate you.
Thank you very much for
Thank you
being
so
with
much.
me here in the Circle. This has been a real honor for me. I really
Thank you so
appreciate
much.
it.
Thank you. I appreciate it.